pre-prep and welcome to Friday's story. And it's a bit of a sad day today because this is the last Mrs. Webster story time that I'm going to be recording for you and putting on YouTube. Because of course on Monday we're going to be welcoming back almost all of the pre-prep children back to school for the last 2 weeks of term. So you're not going to need a Mrs. Webster story time anymore because you will have your teachers to read to you at the end of the day. As you can see, it's a glorious sunny day at school today. You might hear the children outside on playtime at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody strolls through the classroom while I'm reading to you, because that is what's happening. Schools are getting back up and running. We're getting more and more children and teachers in, and it's just so lovely to be back. So it is sad that this is my last story, but it's also really lovely to have the pre-prep open and running again. So let's get going with the final part of the enormous crocodile. Do you remember what had just happened? The enormous crocodile had snuck onto the roundabout at the fair. He was keeping extremely still and he could see a little girl coming towards him. Yum, yum, yummy, he thought. I'll gulp her up easily in one gulp. Suddenly there was a swish and a swoosh and something came swishing and swooshing out of the sky. It was the roly-poly bird. He flew down and round the roundabout singing, "Look out, Jill, look out, look out. Don't ride on that crocodile." Jill stopped and looked up. "That's not a wooden crocodile," sang the roly-poly bird. "It's a real one. It's the enormous crocodile from the river and he wants to eat you up." Jill turned and ran, and so did the other children. Even the man who was working the roundabout jumped off it and ran away as fast as he could. The enormous crocodile cursed the roly-poly bird and waddled back into the bushes. "I'm so hungry now," he said to himself. "I could eat 6 children before I'm full up." Just outside town, there was a pretty little field with trees and bushes all around it. It was called the picnic place. There were several wooden tables and long benches, and people were allowed to go there and have a picnic at any time. The enormous crocodile crept over towards the picnic place. There was no one in sight. "Now for clever trick number 4, he whispered to himself. He picked a lovely bunch of flowers and he arranged them on one of the tables. From the same table, he took away one of the benches, and then he put himself in the place of where the bench was meant to be. He tucked his head under his chest and twisted his tail out of sight and made himself look very much like a long wooden bench with 4 legs. Soon, boys and girls came carrying baskets of food. They were all from one family, and their mother had said they could go and have a picnic together. "Oh, which table shall we sit on?" said one. "Oh, let's take the table with the lovely flowers on it," said another. The enormous crocodile kept as quiet as he could. "I shall eat them all," he said to himself. "They will come and they will sit on my back and I will swizzle my head around, and after that I will be squish, crunch, gollop." Suddenly a big deep voice from the jungle shouted, "Stand back, children! Stand back, stand back!" The children stopped and stared at the place where the voice was coming from. Then, with a crashing of branches, Trunky the elephant came rushing out of the jungle. "That's not a bench you were going to sit on," he bellowed. "It's the enormous crocodile and he wants to eat you up." Trunky trotted over to the spot where the enormous crocodile was standing, and quick as a flash, he wrapped his trunk around the crocodile's tail and hoisted him into the air. "Hey, let me go!" yelled the enormous crocodile, who was now dangling upside down. "Let me go! Let me go!" "No," said Trunky, "I will not let you go. We've had quite enough of your clever tricks." Trunky began to swing the crocodile round and round in the air. At first he swung him slowly, and then he swung him faster and faster and faster and faster still. Soon the enormous crocodile was just a blurry circle going round and round Trunky's head. Suddenly Trunky let go of the crocodile's tail, and the crocodile went shooting up into the sky like a huge green rocket. Up and up he went, higher and higher, faster and faster and faster. Soon he was going so fast and so high that the earth below him was just a tiny dot miles below. He whizzed on and on. He whizzed far into space. He whizzed past the moon. He whizzed past the stars and the planets until at last, with the most enormous bang, the enormous crocodile crashed head first into the hot, hot sun, and he was sizzled up like a sausage. And that was the end of the enormous crocodile. He will not be getting any children for his lunch. Whew. Great job, Humpy Bumpy the elephant. And thank you for joining me for all my stories during lockdown. I have loved reading them to you, and I hope you have loved listening to them. And I will see you at school in a couple of